Yes, yes, yes. Great. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay, so can everybody see us? Can you hear us? Can you see us? Anybody? Are we wearing the same glasses? Okay, no, it's almost
Looks, looks.
it's almost the same. Okay, okay, thank you. All right. So good evening once again, everybody. My name is Olubunmi Fajibe, and I am the founder of She Learns Here. The full name is She Learns Here Initiative for Skills Empowerment, and our vision is to get more women in tech and get more women using tech. So whichever side of the divide you're in, you are part of She Learns Here. So if you're not a woman in tech, you should definitely be a woman using tech. In fact, you are a woman using tech because you are using tech to watch us right now. Yeah. So that's our vision, and we do this through our mission, which is to teach and support women and girls with digital skills and technology to improve their lives and businesses. So we have a number of programs, training programs that we run through the year, and for mainly for women and girls, and just decided to run this series, which is the Women in Tech series, for our tech gurus to share their stories and their experiences to encourage any woman out there who is thinking of maybe starting a business in tech or transitioning into a tech career. Just to let you know that if you want to do it, you can, because it is possible and it's not as difficult as some of us make it sound. Okay, so I am excited to introduce our guest tonight. Okay, hey, don't tell me I don't have your. What's going on here? Just 1 second, please. I must find that profile.
Use myself.
I must find that profile. I did put it somewhere. Okay. Pardon me, please. Apparently, I put it on the phone that I'm using right now. So I thought I sent it to my laptop. Okay, so off the top of my head, Padebi is an award-winning social media professional expert who is who specializes in generative AI. I'm good. Shay.
Yeah.
All right, multi-award winning actually, and she's also a global talent visa recipient, which is like an award that the United Kingdom gives to women, no, not women, to leaders in digital technology and some other fields. So yes, please tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, thank you so much for having me, Bumi. My name is Padebi Ojomo, and I think I just like to tell people that I am very, very passionate about people, really. People passionate about businesses, away from all the accolades of things where I've been and things I've done and the meta certification and the awards I've won. All of those ones are just secondary. At the end of the day, at the core of everything, people. And the people's person. I always say I get my biggest energy from teaching people and helping people move the needle in their businesses, leveraging, of course, the tools right now are easiest to use is technology, and the one that is mostly everywhere in our faces is AI. In 4 to 5 years, that might involve something else, and once it involves something else, I'm moving into that thing, because I always say you're not stuck.
Yeah.
You just. I'm one of those people that struggle to believe that your purpose can't be just one thing. You are allowed to decide and to change your purpose as you desire. So so it's as I said, I thought everything is just helping people make the best use of their time, their resource, their money, but using tools to just bridge the gap, to move the needle. You don't need to work so hard. You could do this quickly, leveraging technology tools like AI, amongst many that we have out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Thank you for that. So if you have a question for Padebi, please click on the question icon and type it in there. After I ask my own questions, I'll come to your questions. Yeah. Okay. Now, have you always wanted to be a woman in tech? Was that like your dream from?
Honestly, no. I wanted to be
Okay.
married to a rich husband when I was young.
Okay.
But you don't always get what you wish for, right? but backstory, and I don't tell this story. I don't tell this story enough. But when I was 13, my parents' marriage broke up, and I had to start a business. So I started buying and selling, and I was just making money, and I was exposed to at the age of 13, and I registered my first business with Steve when I was 13, and then it was insurance.
Sorry to cut you. Your voice is breaking. Is it? No, I think it's when you move forward it breaks.
Plug in my head. The one is far away. Let me just use this one. We never grow old. People. Okay. Let me know. Is it any better?
Perfect.
Okay. So is it still echoing? And I say, give us that feedback, please. Do you think it's still echoing? Do you have another device on somewhere?
Me? No.
You have just one device. Okay. So hopefully the hearing experience is better. Because I think I can hear the echoes myself. But what you can do is, can you try to mute yourself? Let's see. Is this still echoing? So I think it's better. Okay. So maybe we'll just keep echoing, muting back and forth, just so that the people on the replay can also benefit the best from it. So I would say I registered my first business when I was 16. And it was interior design. Then I started making bedsheet and curtains, with the Joshua market, buying fabrics, sewing it, and supplying like banks, insurance companies. I had lots of customers. And I got my first contract with Bond Bank then. Bond Bank is in July. Of course, the bank is defunct now when I was 18. And my profit was 1 million naira. I didn't even know what 1 million naira was. My father chopped my money. But then one thing I usually do back then, was using computer aided tools to do my design. So if I want to do an interior of an office, for example, then AutoCAD was too hard, but they were like just some simple 3D ones I could use, and I got them online as well. Then I used to go to the cyber cafe, pay for 1 hour. You have a code, and you buy the 1 hour and then use it, but eventually we then had Starcoms, and I bought my first Starcoms line, and then I was using that to browse. So even though I didn't even think it was tech. Anyways, I just knew that I always had a computer. I always use computers. I'm just having very tech inclined and very curious. Whenever I had a challenge or a customer wants something, I never think I can do it. I always try to find a way. Cyber cafe chopped my money. Then I used to do night browsing. Oh my goodness, all sort of things. But pretty much that was like my first taster into editing that has got to do with technology. I know we had a big old desktop computer at home, but my father doing so allow us touch it only like once in a week, because it was like a venerated piece of idol. So we used to go to them. Well, of course I didn't have a laptop, so I used to go to the cyber cafes to do everything. Then of course much later I was able to get a laptop, and then and here we are.
Interesting. Okay, interesting, because last week's guest had quite a similar story, and there's one word that you mentioned that she also mentioned, which is curiosity. That she was just curious, and then another thing is that she was looking for how she could help. Okay, and those two words also resonate with me, actually, because I think that most times when we come from the angle of curiosity, of wanting to help people do things better and easier, then you start to think and you start to innovate, and pretty much that's what technology is. Okay, so now how did you now transition into tech from just, using tech to run your business, and then transitioning into
digital
tech
full-fledged switch
your
about technology.
business.
Okay.
Yes.
So from that bit, I then started the furniture factory, and I've always done my marketing myself. I mean, not creative, of course. I do the design, but I've always had the idea on how to do my marketing. So what I used to do then is get people to do flyers for me, and then give it to people to share in like law school, busy bus stops, so that I constantly get phone calls and get a constant stream of
That's
customers.
in
Because
Lagos.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, exactly. In those days, the best form of advertisements was actually flyer sharing, because you always get the traffic, So, but eventually that stopped working. So what I then had to do was start using running Google ads and then Facebook ads, because then I had my own online store. It was chickcarpenter.com, and it was
Hmm.
an e-commerce website, and I had people ordering their furniture from all over Nigeria, and I would make it and then deliver it to them. So what I did, I didn't even know anything. I just knew that I'll have my bank ATM card, I'll go online, I'll run the ad. Whether I'm even doing cost per click or cost per view, please, yeah, thank you very much. I was just, I was doing it blindly, but I was still getting results. Of course, the competition was less then because no one was doing it. So I was really, and then people say, "Oh my God!" Then it was BlackBerry we used to use, then it wasn't Android. BlackBerry. People say, "Oh, I saw your ad on my BlackBerry and I'm in Asaba." "Oh, I saw your ad on my BlackBerry and I'm in Worry." "I saw your ad on my BlackBerry and I'm in Abuja. How you doing? You come and teach me how to do this thing." "You are because I'm not good at anything. I'm doing trial and error. Don't say I'm not good at trial and error. I'm doing." But then people, I always teach. So when people say, "Okay, come on, Cheryl, okay, come sit down, I'll show you." But then when I realized that the demand of teaching was actually even way than the demand for my work, I'm like, "You guys should calm down. I have other things to do." But then after I had my first daughter, I kept thinking about the fact that, okay, there's so much demand to teach people this thing, and I know how to do it. I mean, even though I was doing it blindly, but I was getting some level of results. But what I attribute that to, honestly, was because I already had a strong marketing background. So translating it online was just easy, because marketing is marketing, irrespective of what they are doing. Irrespective of the media, radio, TV, newspaper, or even a billboard. It's the same rule of thumb. And I thoroughly understood the principles of marketing, so it was working for me. And but I started teaching people. So at the point where I was on a maternity break, and I was home for a few months because I had a C-section. I made so much money teaching, and at some point I was like, what's the point? So even when I went back to work, I was thinking, man, I'm leaving money on the table, man. So a little bit around that time, Facebook came into the country, and they wanted to certify trainers to train. Then it was called Facebook Boost Your Business. Now it's called Meta Boost. And they wanted to train trainers that could, host workshops and tell people how to use, small business owners, how to use Facebook on their mobile phones. And then I was one of like the first initial trainers that they got on board to do that. And it was such a good experience. But I think the launched us, I think it was Continental Hotel, 5 days. I was more interested in the food than the teaching, to be honest, but the food was good. So it was really good experience, because I got that knowledge that, then I knew a bit, but having someone in Meta coming to teach you exactly the rudiments of advertising on Facebook, doing marketing on Instagram, WhatsApp, and we had access to all their slide decks because we were training for them. That just totally took things out of the park. I think that was around, I'm not sure what year it was, but I think it was like, my daughter was 20, so around maybe 2011, 2012-ish. Now, fast forward to the pandemic. There was then a hike in demand for even more need to put your business online. And then that kind of just took it from like 1 to like 200. I know the idea of social media school around 2018. And then I started a pilot phase. But as the pandemic, of course, there was lockdown. People had to get their business online, and everybody was at home doing nothing. And I got a huge influx of people in social media school. And so that kind of just made it go, I said, move on really, really quickly.
Interesting. So another thing that I picked from here, which is similar to Aminata's story, is the fact that you got trained, right? Even though,
important.
yeah, even though you have been doing it, and then you got training, and then things got better. And I tell people that how I actually got into tech was, I had a business. I had a beauty business. I used to do makeup, and then I wanted to market my business, so I went to learn digital
Yes.
marketing for my
So
business.
first.
Yeah. And then people started asking me, and I'm like, come, let's do makeup. They say, no, no, I have a business. Teach me how you are doing this. So, yeah, similar story. So, if you're on this call, you already run a business, or you have a job or something, and you are having this tug in your heart that, oh, I want to know more about this tech thing. You can, so it's not for a few
No, it's not.
women, like women that have two heads
Mm.
or something. We're all, I studied geology, I didn't study tech. So we're, we're all here because we're curious and trying to solve problems. Okay, so can you share some of your wins so far? I know, well, you've kind of like shared, but in tech, like some of your wins and then some of the challenges that you faced as well.
Okay, let's talk about the challenges first. Because I remember very well when I just started out, people were like, oh, you mean you close the furniture factories we posted on Facebook? But that's not even a business, So this was many years ago, getting that acceptance even from family and friends to just believe that, look, this is an actual business. This is not one of those. And people knew already. Everyone knew Padibi has very strong business acumen, but they just don't know. Facebook was new, like Facebook. Like, what's that? How do people make money on that? You mean Facebook? People just post on it, But that was one challenge. The other challenge, of course, living in Nigeria then was just power, And to a large extent, Nigerians in Nigeria don't like paying for services. Most of them would rather just price you, give you like very ridiculous fee, or maybe it's just, I've seen all sorts. But for every person I met that think they were smart, I already had like a counteracting positioning. So one of the things I was having a chat with Auntie Okwe, I think she's on live stream. I think was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. We had a coaching session because she's a health and wellness coach. She's also a licensed pharmacy for over 40 years. And she was telling me that people will just ask her friends and family. They're like the worst people you want to work with. They'll come and say, hey, please, I need help to do this. So, and then they don't want to pay you. So what I've learned to do, and if you're watching this, coach, take this from me, it works like gangbuster. I'll ask them, do you want an advice? Do you want free advice or paid advice? You want free advice or paid coaching? Most of them, they'll tell you, they'll ask you what's the difference, because I want to know what you want to. I say, okay, I'll tell you. Free advice, I will send you voice notes, or I'll send you a link I'll just search on Google, send you the link to go and read it yourself. It's free. I don't need to ask me. I will just guide you to find your free advice. I will say, okay, go here, click this link, read it, you find your solution. Paid advice, you will have to pay for it in a coaching call. Now, the thing is, because you have family and friend, I will give you a discount, but you will have to pay nonetheless. Because at the end of the day, I realize that lots of people are interested, right? But you can't serve, no matter how awesome you are, you cannot serve everybody. And it's even worse when they are F and F, because they'll feel so entitled. They will drain you. Thank you, Papa. You will not get. So at the end of the day, one just needs to be a bit discerning with that. So that was one of the greatest challenges. The wins, I think for me, my biggest wins, I would say my clients move the needle. I've worked with, oh my goodness, thinking about brands I've worked with, even in Nigerian space, from brands like You The Food. I can't even count. I'm sure lots of people watching here are probably my old clients, but I have worked with thousands of business, and I mean, to the glory of God, I don't take honor for these, because I don't believe anything I have is mine. I don't think I've ever worked in any business that didn't succeed. And if you're watching this right now, I worked your business, I didn't succeed, come, I'll give you a full refund, because I'm grounded. I learn every day to make sure that, and I'm invested in, when I'm working with you, I'm really, really invested. I'm not doing, okay, I really want to see your business move forward, because for me, that's the biggest feedback I can get. That's the biggest testimonial. That's how I market myself, so I'll say that, regardless of every other thing, the biggest wins are people like Parenting United watching this right now. I remember that she's been in social media school from day one, and at some point she lost her account of 12K and she's rebuilding. I think now she's actually close. You see, but that resilience of, look, yeah, you lost your Instagram account doesn't mean you are less worthy. It doesn't mean you have to give up. Your business regardless. You are the person people are buying, not necessarily Instagram handle, and then so having all of those constant feedback and testimonial from people just saying, oh, I can't even, say how much impact you made in my business. I get those kind of WhatsApp and DMs at least once a week, and I just say, well, Adupelo, give glory to God, because at the end of the day, He is the one that gives us the knowledge and the life we are using to, build this influence. You're mute.
Absolutely, absolutely. For people like us who know that God is the wind beneath our wings, we'll just have to do that. Okay, so if you're just joining us, I am chatting with Pade B. She's the founder of Conversion Academy, and she's a multi-award winning social media aspect who is currently very much invested in AI. Okay, so tell us about Conversion Academy. What is it about, and who is it
Okay,
for?
so I just like to show up a bit because I have a C and an A here. I have the C and I have the I have the A. That's nothing's fine. Okay, nothing. So Conversion Academy. So the thing is, when I left Nigeria and came to the UK, I was going to set up social media school again, but I thought the name social media school was a bit too. I'm trying to look for the right adjective. It didn't quite capture the essence of what we
Restrictive.
I wouldn't say restricted, because social media school will include TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, LinkedIn, and what we do mostly is Facebook and Instagram, because more B2C, right? So while I'm knowledgeable on how to advertise on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, because I'm Meta certified, I tend to just keep my energy within Meta suite of products, because for business to consumers, the biggest platforms will still be Facebook and Instagram. So I thought, okay, what was the big, and I actually did this poll, I did this survey. What was the biggest thing that small business owners actually want? Is conversions. They want to be able to make sure whatever content they're putting out there is converting, whatever podcast, whatever blog, whatever email, whatever picture, whatever reel, they wanted to actually convert. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna bury social media school. It was a very hard decision because I totally love what I built, and I feel so much money building. We actually almost finishing on the mobile app before I decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to move on from that. But I never hold too tightly to an idea, no matter how much I've spent on it. When it's time to move on, it's time to move on. So yeah, that's how Conversion Academy was birthed, and we're still building our website, and I'm hoping to launch by March. But we're doing lots of underground peripheral work to just make sure that when we launch out. It's going to be the exact same model with social media, which is membership model, because for small business owners that make money monthly, most of them don't have that huge investment to pay like $2,000 or £2,000 for coaching. But with a minimal fee between maybe like $30 to like $50 a month, that wouldn't bust so much. It wouldn't bore a hole in your pocket at all, especially when you are getting a return on your investment. Because part of what we do at the academy is give you what to post every day. So you have a weekly content calendar released on Sunday. On Saturday, sit down, create your content for the phone. Tell you which should be a reel, which should be a post, which should be a carousel, which should be a story. Very engaging. Some for engagement, some for sales, some for conversations. Just put it out there and then watch your engagement soar. Of course, that's not the only role of engagement, because content is just one piece of the puzzle. There are a couple of other things that needs to be done that kind of just make sure you running paid advertisement, for example, is one of it, and we recommend you do that each and every week. It might not necessarily be a huge ad budget, but it's for you to just keep getting fresh eye on your content. It's important for you to run some brand awareness ad. So there's a full framework around the Conversions Academy. Yay. And I know I have lots, in fact, I have 3 people that paid already. You know what, here's my money. Whenever you're launching, I'll be like your first. I really like another thing, because people in social media school, many of them are just waiting. They're like, okay, let's let us know when we launch your company. I'm really, really super excited about the future of Conversions Academy, because it's just exciting for me, really. But that's it, in the brevity, because I could go on and on. That's Conversion Academy, just helping small businesses, boost their conversions using AI-powered solutions. that's what we do. Because I mean, 3, 4, 5 years ago, to create content, you had to do content research, you had to go do content creation and content distribution. But right now, on just 1 or 2 platforms with AI, you could shorten your curve by 60%, and even get better return on investment, because AI will tell you the biggest struggle in the market. AI will tell you who your competition is. AI will tell you to give you the top 3 performing posts. All you need to do is take it and create your own words. Boom, that's all. So things are going to go a lot quicker with artificial intelligence. If you're watching this right now, you're thinking AI or no AI. I say to people, AI, generative AI, and AI and all is what Facebook and Instagram was 12, 15 years ago. Whether you said, okay, I don't want to use it or not, look, like people say, I know you'll be on Facebook. My father is on Facebook. My grandmother was on Facebook before she died. You will have to use it one way or the other. The earlier you jump on it and start learning how to use it, the better for you. So you're not going to be a dinosaur. When people are talking about, yeah, I heard about it. What did they do? You know how your mom can say, please, this WhatsApp is doing like this. Come on, that's how some women in our generation will be eventually with AI. And that should not be you. That should not be you. You have to be that one that your child is telling you, mommy, come and see you. I tell you I have that downloaded already. My company, they've taught us about that. Means me that we teach you. We need you to be at the forefront of technology. You don't have to be at the back burner. That you're a woman that was born in a city in Nigeria doesn't mean you are destined to be a failure. Doesn't mean you always have to be a novice when it comes to technology. You don't expect to be a thought leader either. No. Just be knowledgeable enough so that you can at least learn your voice when the conversations come up.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, now let's talk about Global Talent Visa.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, tell us about your experience. How did you hear about it? What did you have to do? And how did you feel when you were waiting?
Okay, so how I heard about it, I've heard about it on the grapevine. But I think the first person I heard about was Pisitini. She had a video that came out and I watched it. Then I was in Nigeria, like, okay. I wasn't even planning to even Jackpot. First of all, it was not on my agenda at all. So few black but I watched many other videos and moved on. But when we came into the UK, my husband was on a student visa. And at some point we had to decide, okay, what's the best way to remain in the UK? And my company I work for actually were going to give me a work visa. But I prayed about it, and I knew that deep down in my spirit, in my soul, I really didn't want to work a 9 to 5, not for too long. I knew that my purpose was just to help people, and the capacity I would love to do that. I can't do that if I am working with somebody. Yeah. I need to be able to be out there doing this, And my company said, okay, they'll give me the visa in 1 year. And I said, okay, that's fine. So you guys are going to do my plan B. Let me then go and try my. But you see, when I saw the requirement for Global Talent Visa, like I really because I think you are one of the people that are encouraging me that maybe you can do this. If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And I had Joy and Egalo too, because Joy and I we got trained on the same day by Facebook.
Okay.
So when I saw people like you, and they're like, okay, it gives me hope, it gives me ginger, because I built everything. I had a non-for-profit in Nigeria. I built thought leadership. I spoke at conferences, which are one of the things they were actually asking. But you see, consolidation all of this information, increase English. My God, my goodness, it will work. But and I'm really grateful because I'm one of those people. I don't hide it. I invest a lot in coaching. I believe that a coach or mentor will shorten your learning curve and reduce your mistakes by at least 50%. It can be more. So I worked with Olasunji Legend. I worked with him. I've connected with him sometime on Facebook before. I watched a few of his videos, and there are a couple of people that do this coaching thing when it comes to Global Talent Visa. But he was one I connected with the most, and I absolutely no regret, because he will stay with me. In fact, I told him, see, Tunji, them don't want to visa. This thing is too straight. He said, nah, I've worked with you. We are almost at the finish line. And I remember then when I was going to submit, and I started having imposter syndrome. Oh God, one of my biggest fear of rejection. And look, I'm telling you right now, we all have our fears. I address it, and I know that's my fear. That's like I take rejection very, very personally. Like I could literally kill myself. Well, I mean, I won't, but I take rejection is like my biggest fear. So I thought, okay, what if I saw and I'm rejected? So So I said, okay, you know what? Better have not to submit for me to be rejected. And I told him, because I told him, he called me in video in me. I mean, I was in bed because you submit on that morning. He said, as I'm calling you now, turn down your camera, turn it. Oh yeah, fill it and click, and I paid, I done everything. So out of just, okay, so that's Sunjo will stress me. I submitted. I said, okay, let's go and sleep. Go and pray and go and sleep. You've done everything. Leave the rest for God. And I can't even lie. Tunji reviewed everything I wrote. He edited. He sent back. He said, no, rephrase it, because I'll probably phrase things like empowerment. He said, no, change every empowerment in technology. He was saying, if I said Google, oh no, I can't even say everything he did for me. And when the endorsement came, it was the first person I called. I'm sure my people were like, this girl crazy. I was home and I was literally screaming and jumping because I was so excited, because deep down I knew I was qualified. But of course, you don't know what you don't know. You until you see the endorsement, you still are not like 100% sure, because you're like, okay, what if this is not good enough? What if that is not good enough? What if? Or I'm really thankful to people like you for your encouragement, sharing your story, keeping me motivated. People like Tunji that will say, you know what, just keep going. Give it your best shot. I think we were supposed to submit 6 evidence, we submitted 10. He said, just put all this together so that it gives it an even stronger evidence. So that if this one doesn't meet up, they'll look at this one, they will add it up to and boom, it works. I'm just totally grateful. It's just, I can't even thank God enough, really. I still say thank you like every day.
I remember when I put in my own application as well. In fact, when I heard about it, it was something else. I went to a family friend's house. It was for house fellowship. And then they were talking about the US O2 visa or something. And I was like, I'm not going to US. So I'm not, at the time, I didn't even have, this was in, I think, August last year. I had no inkling, traveling or going anywhere you get. But months before that, I just had this pull of, I just didn't want to do my businesses again. And I started selling my stuff. I said, so, what made me start business is my family. I used to work in a bank, and then I resigned because I had to move. Well, I wanted to move. Nobody forced me. So I moved, joined my husband because I had my daughter and all of that. So I've always wanted to maybe not do a 9 to 5, but do something, I don't know, something that carried weight. And, because I'm a reserved person. I'm not like you that all this visibility thing we are doing is God. Yeah. So when I heard US, I'm like, I'm not even going anywhere. Person was like, you qualify, you've written books, you've done this, you've done that. I said, okay. I now went to check. So when I was checking, I saw like a global talent visa, an alternative for the UK. I said, okay, maybe. Maybe. And then when I opened the requirements, I was like, let's not even bother. There's this part that has eligibility. No, it's not even criteria, like a assessment.
Yeah, the checkout, yeah.
I did it to decide to not qualify. So I just said, okay, let's go and sleep. Let's go and sleep. But then, for fear of sounding so spiritual, it was in my sleep that everything, the way I should do it, what I should put together, like everything came to me. And then I woke up, I went to this house on that. It's like this thing. Sure, we will not do it like this. And then I'm like, the money we are going to spend, 500 and something pounds. It's not small money if they don't if they don't endorse. But at the end of the day, it came. So if you're on this call and there's something you want to do and you're scared, as long as you know that you have done what you need to do, if you look at it and you have 70 or 80%, try.
Exactly.
Try. No will not kill you, actually. Because even for the global talent visa, if they reject you, they will tell you why.
And you can use that
So
to reapply after maybe 6 months. Build
exactly.
that area and
So
reapply.
as long as you are not living in a fool's paradise, like you have, some people just go 6 months, they'll quickly go and gather, they say I did training, all those things. Okay, so let's move on. If you're just joining us, this is Pade B, our social media guru, and we've been talking about how she got into tech, and how she got the global talent visa, UK global talent visa, and then her new business, which is Conversion Academy. Okay, so one question: if you could start your career all over again, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently?
Oh, like it differently. Oh, honestly, I probably won't do anything differently. Because for every experience I've had along the line has added up to what I'm doing today.
Hmm.
Yeah, even as basic as my interior design experience was, taking the brief from customers before you do their interiors, because that's part of what we learned in design school. Sending them options. I do the exact same thing now. I would do like a consultation with a client. It's another thing about business, really. Every skill you have is transferable. And
Yeah.
even in my 9 to 5, most of the skills I'm using, because this is officially my first 9 to 5, are skills that have built up in my business. Yeah, maybe the only thing I probably will do differently is, instead of me just doing a business straight from school, I probably will maybe get a job for a few years.
Okay.
That might be the only difference of what I would change. But every other thing, I think I have, it works out the way I prayed for it to work out. So I probably wouldn't change anything at all.
Interesting. Okay, so my last question here is, what advice do you have for any woman who is thinking of maybe transitioning into tech or starting a business in tech,
I
and
would
it's like,
say,
I'm
okay,
a woman?
well, you're a woman. That's more reason why you should. Recently, when the whole saga of OpenAI came, and then he was fired, the person that replaced him was a woman. So you're not going to say, okay, because I'm a woman, so what? You want to say I'm a woman, why not? I tell people the biggest reason why you want to be at the forefront of everything is because your daughters are watching you, and you are the template by which they will live their lives. So the question is, would you want your daughter to grow up to be just like you? My daughter is saying in her mind, oh, who's my mentor? Who's my mom? I want to be my mom when I grow up. You say, call for me, keep quiet. Me that I'm the housewife, I cannot even. Would you? I mean, if you are not confident enough to say I'm that person, that, oh yeah, totally. You want to edit it a bit. No, don't be like me. You don't. And I'm saying this with all due respect. I know that because growing up in a country like Nigeria, where women are not given a place on the table, or they don't have a voice, quote unquote, not in their parents' house, not in their husbands' houses, it might be a struggle, and that's why you need to join communities that has
Yeah.
powerful women that can make you realize that this is doable, this is possible. It is not just, and I kid you not, one of the biggest people, one of the people I follow on Instagram that gives me lots of motivation is Dupe Olushola, Larry Olushola's wife. She's the CEO of Transcorp. She's here every morning because she lives in VGC. She's taking UBA's private jet to Abuja because she works in Abuja Monday to Friday. Friday night she's flying back to Lagos. She doesn't have two headroom. It's one head that she has. Yes. And same thing, you have everything that she has, same 24 hours, same opportunities. So you can be who you want to be. You just need to create that vision. And I have my vision board right here. The reason why I have a vision board, it keeps me in focus, it keeps me in check. Lots of people actually come into the abroad, they feel you're going to suffer, you're going to struggle, you're going to do this. I'm like, that's your story. I would not suffer. I cannot relate. I cannot understand. That's not what I'm built for. Better, And it's something that a lot of people say, is a lie. You'll be humble. Okay, let's see. Wait and see. I know who I am. I know the God that I serve. I know what I'm built for. So you have to. Now, does it mean there won't be bad days? Does it mean there will be days where you think you're going crazy?
That's life now.
Will there be days where you doubt yourself, imposter syndrome? at least once every month during your time of your period. Like, I'm not even sure I know what I'm doing. It happens to everyone, right? But
Yeah.
having people telling you go back to the ring, you can't afford to pull out now. You're almost at the finish line. So having a network of women, it could be men. I invest a lot in coaches and in mentors. I don't play, because the amount of life transforming experiences and help I've gotten from mentors and from coaches, I can't even quantify it in words. So if you know you don't have confidence in that, then invest in a coach that will give you that confidence. Let them and then let their faith carry you to your destination. You should always have a destination. You don't necessarily need to be writing software codes or go and learn how to write JavaScript or how to do web design. You could start from something very basic and then build up from there. If I had not done marketing, I wouldn't move to digital marketing. If I had not done digital marketing, I wouldn't be confident enough to move to artificial intelligence or generative AI. So it builds up precept upon precept, knowledge upon knowledge. You know, in the next 5 or 10 years, it could be machine learning, it could be Internet of Things, it could be anything. Then what will happen? We'll up level again. But because I have built on it, it's easier to keep building. So don't wait until, don't say, oh my God, people are way ahead. No, start from where you are. Start from where you are. Join the community.
Start from where you
pay for courses. Pay for. If you have someone that's gotten to where you want to be, get close to that person. Pay for access. One of the biggest things I see people do is, that course is so expensive. You don't realize that when you are paying, you're not just paying that, you're paying to get close to the person. It's confident to call them, to ask them questions. And I think it's on this call. Anita calls me once every now and then. Whenever she needs help in her business, I give her a call. I sit down with her. We work it out. I tell her this is what to do. I don't get to pay her, but she has paid me time and time again in the past, because I know that she's invested and committed in herself. Even though I know I don't have a program that she can pay me for now, I know, look, she's very committed to her personal growth, very committed to her business growth, and I can say, okay, I'm going to map out 1 hour to be with you, right? If she had not paid me, how would she even get my number? In what century? How? You know, so when you pay, you aren't just paying to get that knowledge. You are paying for access to that individual. You are paying for access to their network. And you have no idea how much doors that will open for you. Like, you have absolutely no inkling on how much that will open for you, how much doors that will open for you. You know, so because, as I said, the biggest problem that people have is not investing in themselves, because they think they are buying a course. They are paying you for no, you're not paying me for the course. You're investing in yourself. If I'm not invested in myself, I wouldn't be here. The certification I'm about to do is $10,000, and I'm like, it's painful. But when I think of the return on investment,
sure.
But of course, I didn't just wake up and start doing like 10K certifications. I started from like 1,000 naira. And then I got ROI. I did 2,000. I did 5. I did 10. I did 100. I did MBC with Steve Harris was 300K then. You know, and then we kept getting more and more confident, and we started paying in dollars. You know, but you cannot reap what you did not sow. You plant corn and reap cocoa. No, you will reap your corn. I know corn is the seasonal something. Corn is the season. When that season finish, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And I wasn't the one that said
it's even once.
It's once, so it's once.
Once you packed it,
it's finished. But cocoa,
it's not perennial. Annual.
Many of you invest in yourself. Okay, I went to primary school, I went to secondary school, my father paid my school fees. You're finished, you're sitting there waiting for husband to come out. Yeah, my husband, I saw one course I want to do.
It's even good if it's I saw one course I want to do. It's not come and buy me wig. So I saw one video. I was embarrassed. To be a woman. As in, this woman was pouring
that one.
House.
Yes. My hair was a spit though. I heard that they were trying to get Instagram comments. Instagram, Facebook paid them. It's content for social media. Because I don't believe anybody can be that dunce in real life. No, I don't believe that we can got into that level.
I couldn't finish the video because I was
I didn't finish it myself. I think I posted 3 seconds. I was like, nah, just move on.
Someone posted it on a group and said, fear my gender. I said, me, I'm not in this gender. This one that
I have
this
ungendered
gender,
gender.
nah, I identify as a sensible woman.
I swear.
Oh my lord. Thank you so much, Padevi. I've had so much fun chatting with
I
you.
had to take the time
It's
myself.
it's always nice to chat with someone who knows what they're doing and can stimulate like your brain and all. So if you have any question, let me check. I don't think anybody has dropped
Yes, Nigerians
questions.
don't ask
Does
questions.
anybody have any question on anything at all? Don't ask her how much her salary is, sir.
If you can,
Do you
can you
have
pay me the money? If I can you double it? Do you have a job for me?
shit? Any questions?
Yeah. Okay. So
We've actually almost
while we wait for the question, if you're watching this and you have a
there.
business, I think I want to make an offer to. If you're watching, have a business. I have a Black Friday bundle. Today's supposed to be Black Friday. I'm supposed to have done this today, but as God we have it, I have not. But I have a Black Friday bundle running. But I'll be running the Black Friday bundle until this 20th of December, and it just bundles up all the best content of generative AI that I have, and then we're giving it at I think at 80% off. And it's amazing because you get a website template, a Canva website templates, 2024 planner, editable. They're all digital, of course, and I think you have about 18 different tools, and the website's inclusive. And it's I think it's just £47. It's just £47. So if you're interested, you could just send me a DM. I don't know if my assistant is watching these right now. Yeah, but it's just £47. Feel free to send me the DM and just quote your lens here, and then I'll give you another 20% off just to make sure you get in.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so till when for
It runs to 20th of
for the
December, but I
people?
would leave the promo open for today is Friday, right? I'll leave it till Tuesday. So that gives us a bit of room to.
Let me just write that down so that we can post it on the page for people to run
Please.
and send you the DM. Okay, so I think we have a question. Okay, how do you keep it all together? Work, business, and all you do.
Honestly, I don't know for sure if I do.
Parenting United.
I don't know if I do because Friday evenings, for example, I like my movie next to my family, and when I started watching the movie, I was dozing like, mommy, wake up. And then I had to leave because it was most of the era, and I had to leave to come and do this. But at the end of the day, I realized that there's a price to be paid for success, and finding that balance is very, very hard. Sometimes some things will have to suffer. So, for example, most recently, what I suffered is my exercise and my fitness routine, because there's just not time to fit that in between doing school run, preparing a hot meal for the children, having to work a 9 to 5, keeping my mental. I look at my nails. I need to have done my nails in like 2 weeks. It's falling apart. But telling myself, okay, I'll try and do it. Wake up tomorrow morning, go and do it. You know.
I can't even push you.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's understanding that it's like juggling balls. Sometimes some will fall. Yeah, and it's okay. Sure. It's okay as long as you know you're giving your best. Sometimes I wake up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., but I understand because I'm very self-aware, and I think that's really helpful. Knowing yourself, I know I get a lot done in the morning. For example, I know before I start my day, I'm going to pour out things out my head and write and plan on paper because it is easier for me to follow through, to execute when I've written down. So I may wake up and say, okay, spend the first 2 hours just writing and planning. I know what I want to send to my assistant, know what I want to send to my web guy, my graphic guy, and then know the ones I want to do myself. Put all of that level of awareness also helps. And I tell people, you need to be self-aware. You need to know yourself. You need to know when to say, okay, guys, I need to take a nap. I need to take a break. I need to go for a walk. I need to go on a vacation. My head is full. I'm about to explode. So I don't explode on you. I need some time by myself to implode. All of those things. So once you are self-aware, it helps you a lot to find balance. Things are never going to be perfect, but you'll be able to at least know when to say, what, today I ordered takeaway. I cannot even, this is pizza, There are some days
Yeah,
like okay, I'm not
yeah.
having pizza. And children they like kuche.
They will even be happy.
Very happy.
They will be happy. It's you that will be feeling guilty.
Yeah.
They rather have that
Oh
pizza.
yeah. But there are some days like that where I'm like, you know what? Not today. I can't do this. There's way too many things on my plate that I have to clear, and I don't catch my 1.5 or 2 hours in the kitchen. So having all of those on the side, that look, and but that is even for a phase, because the goal is to build my business so that I can actually just do that full time. And then once I transition into that, then I know for sure that okay, I'll free up my time a bit. Then I can say, okay, let me go to the gym and spend 2 hours in the morning. So that when I finish school, I'll do the gym. I'll stay in the gym from 9 to 11. I'll pepper you on Instagram. It's not the time for that. Right, so and it's also going to hurt you the most. You're not saying, Lagbaja is doing, look at my mate too. You're just hurting yourself because you're not on the same journey, you're not on the same path.
Yeah, sure.
I'm saying, I mentioned Dupe Olushola, for example. I'm not saying, look at my mate in private jet. First of all, she's not my mate, she's older than me. Yes. But secondly, we're also not on the same path. She's a career woman.
Yeah.
She's working in UBA, the UBA group since that's where she started her career, and she's been there ever since. She's paid her dues in the finance sector, so she can say that okay, I have paid my dues in that part. Have you paid your own dues? Do you know what the person is going through in their personal life? Do you know what their health looks like? Do you know if they are crying to bed every night? So that spirit of trying to say compete, let it go. Understand that the only person you need to be competing with is the person you were yesterday, to be better than she, better than she or her. I don't even know. Be better than her. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Padibi. Okay, so we have just 1 more minute left. Let me just do like a quick recap of what you've said so far. And the first thing is be curious and have a heart to help. When you have a heart to help people, it will make it easier for you to find your purpose, and you can keep growing. Don't get stuck in this is what I need to do. And then you can't serve everybody. You cannot possibly serve everybody. So find your own tribe. Yeah, find your own tribe. And then don't say, oh, I'm a woman, I can't do it. Say, I'm a woman, why not? Okay, so I got that one. It's going to be a quotable quote on our page.
Yeah.
And then start from where you are. Okay, so don't say, oh, Padi B has a business where she's training thousands of people, I'm going to start that. So you need to start from where you are, and then invest in coaching, in mentoring, because you will see farther when you stand on the shoulder of others. Like you will definitely become taller when you're standing on somebody else's shoulder. Okay, and then don't be afraid to pay for access. Okay, and this I'm going to add this. If you can't afford this, say I can't afford it yet. Don't say it's too expensive. They are two different things. I can't afford it yet, because that's a growth mindset. Especially when you put that yet, it means one day I'm coming for you, and everything will just start to align. And this is something that has worked for me several times. Okay, and the last one is know yourself. Okay, when you know yourself, you know who you are, and then you're not bothered by what other people are doing, where they are, because you have a focus, you have your own vision, and you have something that you're working towards. So thank you so much, Baby. My notes are full and the video is full. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, Bumi. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.
All right then. Take care.
Bye.